So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Kelly TV. So after last week's super boring episode and me ranting on my last video about how much I was unhappy with that episode, I was like, guys, this episode has to be great. This week's episode has to be great, right? Right? Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was maybe a little bit better than last week's, but let's get into it. So Allie's dad is super scared for her safety because he really believes now that Charles is alive and that he's an actual threat. So he kidnaps her and takes her off to some mystery place to protect her. But I'm all like, what about Jason? Don't you care about your son? Anyway, Hannah's mom gives her a very unexpected, very generous gift. It's a check for $30,000. She says she was applying for scholarships for her daughter, and she won one of them, which is really suspicious, and we'll have more on that later. So a new old person is in this episode. I was just thankful that there were no actual new people in this episode. But we see Claire, who we haven't seen in like months and months and seasons. She was Sarah's sort of friend from the past. And by sort of friend, like she basically talked crap about her like the whole time that they thought Sarah was like dead or missing. But now all of a sudden she's like in love with her. So, I mean, as a friend at least. So Aria is playing with the creepy dolls again, and I'm over here thinking, like, this better mean something. I mean, do you feel me? Thumbs up if you feel me, because it's like in every freaking episode. The girls were supposed to meet up with Leslie, but she, of course, backs out, so we don't even see her in this episode. Mike returns, and I'm, like, freaking out about that because you guys know, if you've watched my channel, that I love me some Cody Christian, and it's really nice to see his hotness, so thank you, Mike, for showing up once again. You know, he's mad because Mona has been ignoring him ever since she, like, came back from the dead, which is totally understandable because if you thought someone was dead and now they're back and they're ignoring you, then did they really ever love you? So Emily was totally the third wheel when Claire and Sarah were having, like, this makeup meal, like, hey, we've finally seen each other again and we're gonna have a meal, but we're going to ignore Emily and act like we're best friends even though we really aren't. What's up with that? So that scholarship that Hannah won, yeah, she finds out that it was never even posted online, so no one else could have applied. And the people who paid to have Radley shut down were the people who are kind of backing this money. So I want to ask you, who do you think gave her that check for $30K and why? Because I think that's a big question and a really big clue. As we've all said before, it all goes back to Radley. So Mike is trying to get back with Mona, which makes me happy because I like them together. And at first she's all like, no, because I was so terrible to you, which she totally was. But then she's like, okay. But what I'm trying to figure out is from that scene, like, did he know that she was going to fake her death or what? Because it kind of sounded like that. And if I just totally missed that, then sorry, guys. Charles has invited Jason to meet up with him solo, and Jason is all about that. But the problem is the girls find out they plan on being there, plus the police get notified because of Allie, so it kind of turns into a big mess a little bit later on. So, Spencer actually lets Toby in on all this information about Charles that he never knew before, and I'm over here like, I really hope that they can trust him and he's not like on the A team, because sometimes the people who really get trusted and seem trustworthy in these shows is like totally the opposite. But he can't stop eating Spencer's candy. And by candy, I mean pot-laced gummy candy, which the gummy candy did look good. Like, not that I'm telling you to do drugs, but that I'm a fan of gummy candy and it looked yummy, minus the pot, of course. So there is a huge emphasis once again on Aria's dolls. I'm screaming at my TV at this point because if this ends up being irrelevant, you have wasted a lot of time for dolls on screen. Like, all these dolls. What's up with that? Every single episode, pretty much, it's like Aria and her creepy dolls. What do you guys think about that? Leave me a comment down below. So, Mona rescues Allie from her father's little hotel prison. I'm not sure what they're teaming up to do, but it's probably going to be crazy with the two of them together. So Charles did meet up with Jason. He didn't know that all these other people were going to meet up. He freaked out, tries to like knock stuff over on them. And the thing is, Toby could have totally caught him, but he was too high to do anything, so he screwed that up, and Charles gets away once again. And let me be honest, I'm really sick of Charles or A, like, almost being caught. Like, it's so close, but then he's never caught. This has happened, like, probably every season or a lot of the seasons, and I just felt kind of stupid sitting there falling for that. I didn't really fall for that. I knew they weren't going to catch him, but are you tired of being teased? Thumbs up if you're tired of being teased, because I am. Alright, so Aria actually gets a scholarship, which That's awesome. That's a positive moment in the show. I hope it doesn't end up being shady as well. Get this, guys. Jason actually feels sorry for Charles. He feels bad because now he's actually remembering things about being with him when they were kids. And Charles wants Allie and Jason to remember this stuff. He's set up an old movie for them to watch. And it's like from Charles's birthday party when Allie and Jason, they were all kids. And the weird thing is that Charles seems like a totally cool, normal kid, which I guess he wasn't, or maybe someone made him crazy. I don't know. The weirder thing is that Mrs. D is in the background calling him Freddie. I don't know. Someone tweeted me that, you know how Mona calls Mr. Fitz, I think she called him like Fritz, maybe? And apparently that is a nickname for Freddie. So that was really intriguing because I want Ezra to be part of all of this. I want Ezra to be Charles. I mean, it's probably Ren, but we can dream, can't we? Anyway, it was weird seeing that kid because he just seems so totally normal. I don't know what to think about that. And now we will get to the ending, which we get our little A clip. He's unwrapping like a picture from that birthday moment. Now, I don't know if he's unwrapping a present from like years ago that he never unwrapped, if he wrapped that for himself and he's weird and opening his own present, or if someone else is sending him that to torment him. What do you guys think? Please let me know down below because I'm curious to see what you have to say about that. So if you are new here, every Wednesday I host a live Pretty Little Liars chat at 6 p.m. Eastern, and it's so much fun. And you know what's missing from that chat? You. So please join me. Those links are down below. I'm so excited that a lot of you are following me now on social media. All those links are down below. If you're a PLL fan and you follow me on Twitter, I'm totally going to follow you back. So what are you waiting for? So thank you so much for watching this episode of Kelly TV. See you next time. Bye. Did you rush to the phone?